Hola chicos, estamos en España otra vez. Thanks for joining us, and we're on another little walk, not a long one today, just starting out from the village of Yegen, and the walk's called La Salud. I'll put a link to a book that contains the walk, if it's still in print, but I'll give you the title of it anyway, because you might be able to pick it up second hand if not. And yeah, we just started just below Yegen, parked near the restaurant El Rincon, and then we just set off back in the direction of Balor, crossed two bridges on the road, and then almost immediately you'll see a little footpath lead up to the left. It's not very well posted, but there is a yellow and white painted stone to signify the start of the path. So yeah, we're heading up. It's nice and shady on a hot day. We've had some high temperatures the last few days, and then I think the other side's a bit more open, but there are a few waypoints that are a little bit tricky. I think we got lost on this one last time, so we'll aim to put that right on this one and keep it a quite short walk. I think it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours. First half of the walk is quite steep, so as you can see, plenty of rest breaks already. Just below us, Yegen itself is a lovely village to explore, and there's a beautiful walk just below there as well that we know. Not sure we'll do that one this time we're over. But yeah, it's famously the home of Gerald Brennan, who's a writer and keen walker. Wrote South from Granada. I think he lived there in, I think was it 1930s? Yeah, I think he was a guest. Virginia Woolf was a guest, and various other luminaries. But yeah, they still celebrate Gerald Brennan there, and he was kind of one of the first people to sort of live abroad up here, kind of thing. You know, it was very unusual in those days, so he was quite a bit of a trailblazer. Lovely day for just taking your time and admiring the view, isn't it? Lots of beautiful wildflowers and herbs and everything again. And this one is like a wild fennel. They have a lot of it round here, and when the shoots are young in the spring they actually cut that and make a nice light soup out of it. So I'm told. I think I've actually had it in some bars at certain points, but it's somebody who told me about it. It smells gorgeous. But there's all sorts of other herbs around, and I think on the slope down where it's more open, there's little bushes that capers grow on. You know, little things that they use for pickling and seasoning. So see if we can find some of them on the way back down. The first section of the walk's quite enclosed and shaded, but just once in a while it opens up, and here you get a lovely view back along towards the village of Valor, and up into the sort of higher Alpujarras, and that'll be the Sierra de Godor just up to the right in the distance. like some kind of wild sage, but the leaves don't, they're not very aromatic, so whether it's just a relative, I'm not quite sure. Nice delicate flowers on it. What a lovely shady spot this is. You've got a really ancient acequia just flowing through, trickling along, and some absolutely ancient sweet chestnut trees. Look at that. There's another one over here. We just joined this larger track for a short way, but then the path leaves on the left almost immediately, just after a few yards. That is one of the places you could go wrong, so make sure you've left that big track that bends off to the right, and you'll soon see you're back on a narrow single track footpath with the acequia just a few yards to your left. One's definitely a goner behind me, but even now it's still trying to sprout leaves, and there's other offshoots growing up from before, but don't know how many hundreds of years that must have seen. It's a very, very ancient tree, but now it's playing host to loads of other creatures as it rots away, and you know, there's every chance that that'll grow into another big sweet chestnut. Well, say before too long, it'll be a long time, but it's another one ready to take its place. (10:20 in the morning) and the beautiful song of a nightingale. Probably not much chance of seeing it, but they're a lot more scarce around here than they used to be. There used to be one in every bush, even right round the village and everything like that, so it's always a beautiful song to listen to. Eagle-eyed Maria spotted the nightingale, but I didn't see it. Anyway, once you've climbed up a little bit further, you'll get to this pink house, and the path runs kind of in front of that, and we take a left. More amazing castaños behind me. Sorry about the racket. We just passed a group of 3 guys who were doing some path maintenance But all the way along here you're pretty well marked with those yellow and white markers or blazes, so it's not impossible to go wrong, but you should be okay. Just starting to leave the noise of the streamers behind, and what a beautiful walk this is, just when the views open up, and all the acequia down here is beautiful and everything. It's great. What a walk. Only 2 kilometres in as well. Does feel a bit more, but that's walking uphill in Spain. Just 1 or 2 chestnuts knocking around the old casings and whatever from last autumn. But yeah, this would be another good walk to do in autumn time. Bring your leather gloves and gather up handfuls of these things. Roast them on the open fire. So eventually we get sort of like more or less to the top. We're just over 2 kilometres in, not quite 2.5 kilometres, and you'll come to a defined track, and we take a left along there, and then there's another bit further along here where you can make a mistake, so keep my eyes peeled for not doing that again. Although it was a really cold day the last time we did it, so we half froze ourselves to death by getting an extension on the walk. Anyway, onwards. No chance of freezing today though, is there? Well. It is warm. To be honest, it's quite refreshing under the trees, but the second half of the walk is a little more exposed as we go down across some rocky ground. As I say, there's all those little caper bushes if they're still there, and I think there'll be wild rosemary and all of that sort of thing. So yeah, see over to the Sierra de Gador now, with clouds lower down than the peaks. So after following the broad dirt track down just for a few hundred yards, you cross 2 little streams. You'll see a cortijo back up a track to your right, and then a nice white cortijo just immediately to the right of the track, and you'll see a signposted track down to your left, and that starts to drop you down to Yegen again. Always good to know you're still on the right track. And yeah, and the other green and white sign, and yeah, interesting that the locals on the sign, it's called La Salud as well. Sometimes the names in the books don't quite match up, because people are, it's just a name that people have given to a walk, isn't it? So people call it different things. So the route down is certainly a lot less strenuous than coming up. That first sort of 2 or 3 kilometres is yeah, quite a climb. Down here you just have to watch your footing because the path's a little bit loose, but other than that, it's a nice time to just relax and enjoy the views. As the path drops down, you'll see a ruin up to your right. Just opposite there, you'll see the path marker dropping you down onto a smaller track down along the Acequia. So you just follow that down to your left. Just as you drop down, there is one other little bit that you can go wrong. You actually drop down this little narrow path, and as you come out you'll see a white arrow on a rock, and you can be mistaken, like I was, for walking down towards somebody's little private cortico, but the farmer was walking up luckily, so he just directed us back onto the path. And it's not the one that goes up. You will actually start seeing the yellow and white markings again if you just drop down a almost invisible one right opposite where you come out. Landscape so different. Real contrast over this side of the walk. This really ancient path dropping down is a real beauty, and there's Tekla larks, and I think I've heard a hoopoe in the distance, quite common round here. And so far I've not seen any of the caper plants, but and no wild rosemary either. Plenty of wild thyme and more of that sage, but I'll keep looking.
Hello.
Oh, just made two new friends there. Came bounding up from that cortico, barking like mad. And I thought, oh, it's alright, it's all fenced off. And then they just came straight through the fence, and we thought, oh, that one was like about 4 foot high. But yeah, they were very friendly. They just slobbered all over us, and then yeah, the owner was there as well, so he said they're more very friendly, like, you know. So muy tranquilo. So we're just dropping down into Yegen again now. So I'll just show you a little bit. I'm not sure exactly where it drops us back down to the village, I can't remember. But if there's anything to show you down in Yegen, we'll just show you that last stretch. Right, so we're just getting back round to the car now. So lovely walk, that, really nice. One of my favourites. While since we've done it, and only about 4 miles, so yeah, just nice one for a warm day, although it's starting to cloud over a little bit now. But anyway, thanks for joining us, and hope to see you again on another walk very soon. All the best.
Adios, bye bye.